This is Mike, NoStressMike.com, part 2, talking about erections. And I'm not sure if that's going to be the title of these, but that's what we're talking about. And one of the things is going to be, before I get into more of the details of the erection, I thought I would talk a little more about having a loving relationship, because the sex, the actual erection type part of the sex, there's more to it than just that. I knew that. That's why I've always liked the relationship more than just get me a hooker and go do my thing. The sex is just one small part of the relationship, and this is the kind of stuff that I want to talk about here in this series. And oh boy, you see this? We got a kite. Oh, there's this kite right up there. And you see his thing he's using? So, but anyway, there it is. Let me see. Huh. A string. Okay, thank you. I was just looking at what kind of string they use. Their kites get way up there. They're really neat. That got me off track. The thing is, one of the things, I think I'm going to get right into the meat of it here. When I got this gal, there's a video talking about how I got into this situation, and how we first started doing the sex and all this stuff. One of the things that was really in fear, I had this fear, is I couldn't perform. And I couldn't satisfy her. That was really, it was hard on my heart. It's just, ever since I decided I wanted another woman, it was something that was in my mind all the time. And I never had good luck with these women. But like I say, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't do it right. I didn't. I always think these women are judgmental and this type of stuff in the Western Hemisphere. At least the ones that I got involved with. And I've women even now say, well, no, the women aren't judgmental. And I think it's funny because I went with this one gal one time, and my cars, when I was living in Guatemala, I didn't drive new cars because I got to abandon my car if I have problems. And there's going to be stealing it, and there's going to be they're going to be shooting it. There's going to be all kinds of things going on in my car. So I didn't buy a brand new car. And I went out with this gal, but I always had new tires on my car because the last thing I want is a blowout or a bad tire. And the roads I'm on are very, very bad. So I always had new tires. And I'd replace, every year I would replace 2 tires. And then I would have the next year I'd replace 2 more. And they didn't need replacing. But like I say, I replaced them. Instead of 4 at a time, I replaced 2 at a time. And I had this gal, we went out, and she saw my car, and she says, your tires don't even match. And I thought, you're putting me on. All the tires had really good tread on them, but they didn't match. And that was something for her. She didn't ask why my tires didn't match. She just, the way she said it was, there's something wrong because my tires don't match. So that's being judgmental. And if things, and see, so that puts it in the mind of the man, or at least this man anyway, that well, man, if I don't do things right, I'm gonna be judged for this stuff. So and it was always like that. Whenever I'd go out with him, it was always, everything would be going good until I said something wrong. I answered a question wrong, or something. Something didn't satisfy him, and then the relationship stopped right there. So, in other words, that is a form of being judgmental. And that's not even sex. So, so now I'm gonna put myself in the sex situation, so it was really kind of strange. See over there dancing, umbrellas, isn't that cool? They got more over here walking her dog and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's a really nice place. So you get like that, or at least I did. I got to the part where, man, I don't know. So, but I'll tell you. Okay, when I was married to my wife, I'd say sex was never the number one thing, but it was something that was enjoyed by both of us. One of the things that I learned was how to give women orgasms, or my woman an orgasm. I think all women are different too. You have to find out different ways of doing it. But my woman, I knew how to have my woman have an orgasm. And because men, we have our orgasm really fast. And I thought I was fast. We're raised, I'm in the cattle business, and man, this old bull will jump on and then get off, and he's done already. I mean, that was really quick. So, in the animal world, I don't know all animals, but I know in the cattle, man, they are fast. And I've heard like bunnies are fast, and so there's like, so in other words, and so they're not really thoughtful about the female. And I don't know even where I got the idea that women can have orgasms. I never knew about it, but somewhere down the line I figured it out, and so I learned how to do it with my wife. That was a valuable information that I got from that. One thing I learned, that I could satisfy my wife more than just me being satisfied. And even though satisfying her wasn't as rewarding as I'm getting satisfied, it was still satisfying to me knowing that she got great pleasure out of it. Now that's a task that I've been using now. And the thing is, I mentioned in the video on this gal that I'm seeing now, when we first started having the sex, I told the story about how we got up to that point. And like I said, it's the Chinese culture, and, so it's just, there's more to it than just, let me take you out to dinner and then we'll have sex. There's a whole lot more to it than that. And but when we finally got to that point, I mean, it was full pledge. Let's get after it. I mean, it was a no holds barred. Once we got to that point. And so what happened, since it was no hold barred, I mean, I kind of drug my feet here to get started, and I didn't do all that well. And luckily, my ace in the hole was I knew how to give her an orgasm. One thing I did mention is I was the first man she's been with in over 30 years. So, so that makes it, she was like 25 years old last time she's had sex. So, and come to find out, she didn't. Her past experience did not include her having an orgasm. So, what ended up when we started having sex, and she couldn't understand why I couldn't get it up. I couldn't get it up each time. Sometimes I could, sometimes I couldn't. So it ended up we'd have sex 2 or 3 times a night. And now I thought it was kind of funny to mention saying sex. How can it be sex when I can't even get it out? Okay, this is what I want to talk about, and I think we'll have to go to part 3 on this. So this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.